way. You are there thinking that by the way you can change a person. You are there thinking that by the way, you know what, I can actually make it better. You know, he will not do to me what he did to the other person. Go away. Ebu come into this video, we have a conversation kidogo, because red flags are not a project idea that you need to work on, okay? Okay, my sister, let's have a conversation because I don't want you to get heartbroken. Hi, my name is Ndung'u. I'm so glad that you're here. This is Love and Truth. You have noticed, right? I am repeating my outfit. I am going to do so many videos today, and I'm not moving out of here because you know what? I need to create content for us. So, ukiniona na hii nguo for a couple of weeks, do not blame me. This is my official look, okay? I am going to be an avatar, no change. No change. The only thing that is changing is my hair. I'm tired of all these things that you guys are giving us pressure here with. So today we're talking about red flags. You are there thinking that by the way, I have noticed red flags on that one, but you know me, I'm special, I'm different. I cannot experience what others have experienced, other men have experienced from this girl. No, I'm special. Me as a woman, I am different. I am the one that he loves. I cannot be put through the things that he has put his exes, because you know I'm special. I want to end. Okay, it's good, by the way. Everyone is special in their own way. Even me, before I was heartbroken by someone, I was special before I was heartbroken, and I was special even after I was heartbroken. But of course, these are things that we tell ourselves, and we it causes us to stay in a place where we want to encourage ourselves that by the way, you know what, I can change this person, I can make them better. Who lied to you? Go away. Anyway, so let us have a conversation so that we make these things clear. So red flags are not project ideas. That is what we're talking about. Do not be there saying, the things that I am seeing that are not good, I can actually create room. I can actually change him or her and make things better, you know, because she's a good person generally. Those things I'm seeing as red flags, I can work on them. But you can do what? Okay. So what is a red flag? A red flag is a warning or indicator suggesting that there is a potential problem or threat that we need to watch out for, okay? And it can be used naturally when it is a sign. It is a sign that people can use to suggest warnings of danger, and then it can actually tell you not to continue with something and stop actually and be like, okay, if you see now, you know flags have meaning. When I raise a flag that is white somewhere, I am actually indicating that I want peace. If we are in a war zone, I'll be like this, and I say no, that means I do not want any more bloodshed, I do not want any more death. So I want the danger or whatever it is that is happening to stop, so that we can actually come and talk. So when it is red and it has been raised, so assuming this one is red and you are seeing it, it actually means stop. There is danger there in front, or you know what, there is danger ahead. So you need, if you're in a race, stop, because you are going to experience challenges there. So it's actually used to help you. That's why we call it red flags. And are there many red flags in places? Yes, of course there are there. So I'm just gonna read a few, because I've told you I want us to be in the same space. I am reading a few red flags that we have in relationships. I'm just gonna mention a few. I am reading from Better App. They have given us a few definitions or things to watch out for, that are red flags that we need to look out for. Okay, so the first thing that you can consider a red flag is overly controlling behavior. We have lack of respect or trust that actually goes along. So these are some of the red flags that we have in relationships. The other one is lack of emotional support, physical, mental, and emotional abuse. You guys know what we are talking about. The other one is substance abuse. We have narcissistic behavior. And of course, narcissist is a personality disorder, mental condition that indicates that indicates self-obsession and a misplaced sense of importance. So of course it can come across as delusion of grandeur, although not a clinical sense. So it actually means a lot of things. I know we have had people talking about, I had a narcissistic ex and all those things, of course. And of course those are some of the things that we need to watch out for. I will do a narcissistic video one of these times so that we can do the definitions and everything. But right now I'm just mentioning the red flags. Anger management issues. We have codependency, where this person is using you, okay, and they're acting like a tick. It can actually be very toxic. Codependency is also referred as relationship addiction, which happens when two people rely on each other exclusively for emotional, psychological, or even physical support. This alienates them from their other relationships and can stunt personal growth. So this means you are dependent on one person, and that person is actually causing you not to even talk to other people. It's like everything that you need and you should have, this person is the one who is supposed to provide for you, and you are blocking other relationships. Conflict avoidance. So this person does not want conflict, so instead of dealing with issues, they are just avoiding it. We have constant jealousy, which is also a red flag. We have gaslighting, and gaslighting is a common manipulation tactic and a red flag issue, of course, in relationships. And it is very important for you to make sure that you are avoiding some of these things. The other thing is lack of emotional intelligence. We have social isolation, and we have lack of desire to communicate openly. We have lack of social connections or friends, as we have talked about. Imagine if you're codependent and then now you don't even have friends. It's like, after I date you, I am only dating you and I'm not supposed to talk to other people. If I talk to other people, you consider it cheating. Because remember, because you are an narcissistic person, you are assuming if I talk to other people, I'm cheating. The other thing is love bombing. When someone showers you with excessive attention and affection right from the start, it can be a sign of manipulation. Healthy relationships grow at a mutual pace, and love bombing may later reveal manipulative and unhealthy intentions. So of course, wale watu wanasema, oh, we are looking for romantic people. This one can be a place where you will be affected a lot, and you need to be very careful so that you make sure that you are in a place where you can actually tell the difference. So we have said, we are talking about how some of us are considering people with such conditions, people with red flags, as projects. So I know that we are good people. Intentionally, we are nice. My intentions are for people to grow. Even me, as someone who is doing personal growth, who is doing motivation, who is encouraging people to give people the benefit of doubt and chances, I cannot say that I am taking people who are broken for me to fix. Because as much as it might be probably something that I'm doing as work, because as a psychologist, you get to sit down with people who are broken and walk with them even as they do their recovery journey. I wouldn't say that that is a person I want to have in my life just because I feel like I can help them. I will help them because I know I'm getting paid at the end of the day. Even when I'm exhausted, probably they bore me and they just do things that sometimes irritate me. I will stick with them because I'm getting something in return. I'm getting paid. So that pay will work for me. Can you imagine you're in a relationship? This person is just killing you and destroying you, and you're there saying, it's a project idea, I can actually change them. Let me start by saying no one can change anybody. Change comes from within. It is a personal decision for me to actually identify that this is a problem that has affected me for a long period of time. I have probably been in several relationships and everyone is complaining about one of the 16 things I have mentioned, and it is something I need to work on. So intentionally I begin the journey. And if you are dating someone who has intentionally begun the journey of just saying that this is a problem, one way of making sure that this person, as much as they have red flags and they're working on it, is they will tell you, you know what, I get angry very quickly. They have actually identified a problem and they will tell you, now because I do not want to offend you or hurt you, please make sure that you don't do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, because those things irritate me and they will cause me to probably be angered, and I can respond in a way that is not nice. That is a person who, of course, you're not working with them as a project, but because they have already identified that is a challenge for me, it is easy to actually date such a person, because now he or she has told you these are my triggers, and you can actually help them. And when you see they are in a condition, sometimes you can actually not be the one triggering them. It can be the neighbors, it can be the friends out there. So when you see other people triggering them, you're there telling them, okay, let's go this way. Or once they are triggered, now you know this person is upset. I know how I can handle them. I will look for an environment that will cool them. I will go and probably do 1, 2, 3 things that I see him or her do that will actually help them. That is different. But for some of us that are thinking that, by the way, I can change the man, I can change the woman. Have you seen my beauty? Have you seen me? This person cannot handle you. You think because you're beautiful you will not be beaten. You think because you're handsome you cannot be cheated on. Some of these things that we tend to tell ourselves. Well, when the relationship is new, because all of you are giving your best foot, no one will see that this red flag is an issue until you have dated for a while, until both of you have now started showing your true colors, and both of you now will come and decide, oh, by the way, I made a mistake. Aki, I thought he would change. Have you been in places where you've had people say that? I thought he would change eventually. I gave him the opportunity, I gave him a space, I gave him room to change, but he's not changing. Because these are not things that you can actually work on. And the worst part is some of you that get into the relationships with that mentality of, this is a project I can work on and I'm gonna change it. If you get into a relationship as a project idea and you're like, oh, I can work on this, and at the end of the day, 5 years from now he will be a different man, 2 years from now she'll be a different woman, it's a lie. Just love the person for who they are, even with their weaknesses, and be like, okay, I think I can date you. I think you can make a very good wife or husband or spouse, but now I need you to work on 1, 2, 3 things before we even get serious. Yes, I love you, but work on them before we get into a serious relationship. Because if they don't work on it before and then you go into the relationship, then you will be the project that they will be beating. You will be the subject of their fury, and you will experience the maltreatment that they will show you dust. So make sure that they deal with the issue. And they actually tell you, by the way, you know what, I am in this space, I will need some time to work on it because I want to get into a relationship after I have healed. So give me time. That's a good person. That is a person that, by the way, you can actually wait for, because they have told you that they are working on something. And if you love them, you can wait for them, or you can be there and you're like, okay, we are together, but I will not allow myself to get into the house with you until you have healed and worked on whatever it is that you're working on. For some of you that get into the relationship with the aspect of changing a person, can I tell you, stop being stupid? Please allow me to tell you, stop being stupid. Stop being stupid. You're not God. You're not God. Well, some of these things, the red flags that I have mentioned and many others that we have, are caused by some of the things that we have gone through. The person probably actually is a nice person, but they have gone through a lot of things in their lives that have affected them, and they have not coped, they have not healed with whatever it is that worked they encountered. So it is now affecting them now. Some of them are being affected by childhood traumas that are causing some of these red flags that they already have. Now, it is one thing to say that I will be there and be supportive and help them. If you have found yourself in a relationship and you did not see the red flags, but then now you are in that place of saying, let me try and see how we can help him while I am in the relationship, while I am in the marriage, that is one thing. Women and men run to God and be praying for their spouse. Others decide, we are going to do couples counseling because I want this person to actually see the damage that he's causing, not just him, but even me who is in the relationship with them, yet they claim they love me. The sad part is some of us that have gotten into relationships with people with red flags, we have now become part of the problem. We have been so intoxicated to a point that now even us ourselves are toxic. We thought we were getting into the relationship to help them and to change them, but we became like them or even worse, because now they have introduced us to that. I know of women who have said they got into a marriage that was very abusive. Now that they are not being beaten, they feel weird because they are so used to being beaten. To them, love is beating. And that is so sad, because you see, it was a red flag that they would have avoided. Probably they didn't see it, probably they did not know about it, and now they are craving for it, because they feel like if this person does not meet me, they don't love me. And they themselves now become sick. So you need to be very careful. Do not decide that from nowhere you're just taking on danger because you feel like you have the capacity to handle danger. You know, you might have the emotional intelligence to deal with some of the emotional challenges that come, the ones we have mentioned that are red flags. But at some point, you will get weary, you will get tired, you will get exhausted. You are a person, you are men, and men, of course, we all get tired. That is why at some point we have to sleep. You can go for some few days without sleeping, but at some point you will feel tired and you will sleep, or you will sleep while you are awake. You did not want to sleep. You are there, probably you are driving, you are moving, you are doing something, but the body has reached its limit and it needs to rest. And that is why a lot of us, even when we get into marriage, when we start our relationships, we start thinking that we can actually handle. And then you get in and then you realize, oh my goodness, I chewed more than I beat more than I can chew. I thought I actually had the capacity to handle. And I feel like a lot of us actually can handle when that person is your friend. Because you see, at the end of the day, you're not relating with them. You don't have to see them on a daily basis. When they bore you, you can block them and be like, no, I don't want to see you for a couple of months. But when you're in a relationship with them, you cannot ghost them. So you have to be there with them through it. And that is where now you get too exhausted and you can actually end up even you yourself having issues. So it is very important to do this. Analyze the person that you want to date, and make sure that those red flags are things, sometimes I say there are things that you can actually deal with and be like, okay, he has anger issues, so how do I deal with the aspect of him being angry? I can try not to anger him, but the problem is sometimes you might not actually be the trigger might be out there and he's bringing it on you, right? Because he does not have emotional intelligence to say that whoever angered me is out there, so I don't have to bring it in my home. He will bring it. Substance abuse is something, because of course of the intoxication in the system. Even when they're making some decisions, even when they're battering you and hurting you, they don't realize it. And when they're sober, they will apologize, because to them, they actually were not willing to beat you. Tomorrow they will go drink, come again and beat you. You are willing to stand with this person and walk with them, but at the end of the day, you're being hurt, you're being abused yourself, you are experiencing a lot of emotional distress that can even cause you to end up in depression, or even at the end of the day goes insane. Some of the people that I know become suicidal, and others actually commit suicide. Others will be beaten to death while they think that they were staying in the marriage to help the person. So it is very important to make sure that red flags are not things that you're easily just deciding, I can handle, me, I'm strong, I can actually deal with this one. It is not easy. And you will find that there are ladies that have handled it for 30 years, but you are not sure you can handle that. So do not put yourself in unnecessary pain. I usually say this: I love you, but before I even loved you, I was okay, I was alive. Sometimes we make love look like it's a death sentence. I do not have to die loving you. And like the same way you loved them and liked them, didn't you like someone else before? So some of these things, we are the ones who are causing ourselves to just get hurt. Guys, I'm just going to conclude this video, because of course the explanations and the reasons are there. Do not get yourself in a relationship that has a lot of not a lot, even one red flag, thinking that you will change the person. The honest truth is you cannot. Can you create an environment for that person to change? Probably. But at the end of the day, the decision is a very personal one. It comes from the person who is experiencing, who is bringing this challenge. So if they're not willing to change, you will be there and get hurt and be emotionally drained, thinking that you can change that person, and you won't. And you can imagine the amount of pain you will go through, the amount of pressure that this person will put you through, the amount of self abuse that you will go through, just because you wanted to be there at, oh, I can change him. Give the man room, give the woman room to work on those weaknesses. And if you love them, be there, supportive, but don't settle. Be like, I am giving you time, work on them, I will be here, I'm not going anywhere, and allow them to work on it on their own. But if you see that they are not changing as much as you love them, walk away. Because if you stay there, then again they will see that you love them, so they will just be giving you issues and causing you to feel bad, because they feel like, si huyu hata hainiacha, this one loves me. I remember, oh my god, I met an ex of mine some time back, and I remember he was telling his friend he was treating me badly because he knew I loved him, and according to him, he knew I would never love someone else or leave him. So just because I loved him, he knew I would stay there and accept him to treat me and drag me through the mud. And that really posed a very, okay, I had moved on, but when he said it, it reminded me of some of the wounds that I went through, the pain, the emotional turmoil I went through while I was in a relationship with him. And I hated the fact that I even liked him. Because if he had the audacity to say that, then that is why he was treating me badly. Because I know Marion loves me, and because she loves 100%, she will not leave me. I will actually treat her like crap, because her, I know she can handle. And you know, when us who love 100% are like that, this man will go cheat on us. They will go and do crazy things and be like, no, hata akifind out, all I can do is just ask for her apology, and because she's also sweet and loving and she's godly, she will forgive me and she will not leave me because she loves me. So some of us, our weaknesses are targets because of the love that we have for people. So as much as you love someone, do not be a victim, and do not take them as a project and be like, I'm gonna change them. If you found them in the period of transitioning, then that's okay. If you also entered into the relationship without knowing the red flags, because of course there was nothing that would have indicated that those are some of the things that you would encounter, then unfortunately, because you're in the marriage, it's difficult for you to say that you leave. But you can actually decide and tell that person, you know what, I'm gonna give you room. I'm not divorcing you, I'm just gonna take time away from you. I'm gonna give you 6 months or 3 months. You need to work on this thing, and if you don't work on it, then we are going to take measures, because me, I won't allow you to hurt me just because I love you and because I married you. But you have to be very vocal when it comes to even defending yourself and helping yourself, because at the end of the day, you're very important. As much as this other person is important to you, you're also important. You need to prioritize you, because you see, if you're not there, if something happens to you, we have seen a lot of women that have been beaten to death. They die. This man remarries. His life continues, right? And you don't know, you're there putting yourself in harm's way just because you love someone. Okay. I don't have anything to tell you. Do you have anything to tell our viewer? What do you think about red flags? And do you think someone should actually date someone who they have actually seen? You know, it's one thing if you haven't seen. It's another thing you have seen, you have watched, you have experienced. Probably he has even told you that these are things I do. I beat women. I don't like nonsense. You know? And you're still there thinking, you, I love you. And you're there thinking, you are different. We wacha ujinga bana. Mimi nimemaliza hii video. See you on the next one. Bye.